morning, everyone. Happy Friday, and thanks to the house band for that lovely rendition of Stairway to Heaven in Muzak form. Today's webinar topic, we're going to be continuing the series dealing with online member engagement, and today we're going to be talking about email. And the four main areas we're going to touch on today are personalization, using templates, attachments, and reporting. Joining me today, as always, is going to be Heather. Say hi, Heather.
Hello, everyone.
So let's let's jump right in this thing. So the first thing we're going to talk about is personalization. The definition of personalization is basically when, as a marketer, you use subscriber data within the email content to make the content feel more tailored to the individual. They've done studies on personalization, and it can increase your open rates and drive your revenue by as much as 760%. And the reason behind that is because it gives subscribers more relevant and individualized content and makes them feel like they're more important, they're VIPs, as opposed to just part of a mass messaging campaign that's being sent out to anyone and everyone who will listen to them. Jump over to an email here, and I'll kind of show you. So in group email, on your navigator on the left-hand side, the list of current group emails that you have. I'm going to open up this sample email that I've created here. And if you're familiar with how to set up email, but I'm going to touch on some things here really quick. Obviously, there's a name field that's not visible to the public. That's just for your own use, so you can find the email again. You've got subject line here, the from address that appears in the email. Use Amazon SES, you need to make sure that the from address is a verified from address, so it'll send and improve your deliverability. You've got your confirmation person. Set this to myself. The confirmation person is the person that will get the test emails when you send out the test, and it'll also get the confirmation email once the email's done sending to let you know that it's been completed. You've got the body of your email here, and again, there's a lot of different things you can do with this. For example, I've got a line here that says learn how to make that happen. Obviously, you can create links. Send this to a specific place on your website. You can insert images, you can do bowls, you can do a lot of different things to kind of dress up your content here. As you can see, this is kind of a generic email. It says, dear customer, we know your company has lots of options, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So to personalize this a little bit more, you can do things like add in the person's name in the email, and it makes it feel more relevant to them. So swapping out customer here, we could just highlight this and replace customer using clips name. Is when this email goes out, as each email goes out to everybody in the group, it's going to swap out. And we can personalize this email a little bit more. We've got in here, we know your company has lots of options, so we can take your company, we can place the actual company name for the individuals that's going out as well. So there's just a couple of examples of ways to personalize the email to make it look a little bit better for them. I'm going to do a send test here real quick. And that send test is in the background, and it's going to go to the confirmation email that I have over here, which is mine. Now, the email runs as a background process, so the fact that I hit send test doesn't mean that that test is necessarily going to go out right away. It's waiting for that background process to kick off and then send the email. The reason we do this as a background process is because if you're sending out 5,000 emails or you're sending out 10,000 emails, you don't want the system to spend all its time chugging through each of those individual emails and generating all the personalization that's necessary for those, because it'll slow your site down in terms of users as well. as a background process so that the experience from the user's perspective on your site and your server itself doesn't tend to slow that down. I'm just patiently waiting here for the test email to show up so I can kind of show you what that personalization looks like. If I take, as you can see right here, what it did is it swapped out and it's got my name in it now, Dear Dwayne. And I must not have a company in my record, otherwise it would say my company name there. You can see the link that I created there. Because this is a test email, it also adds the recipients down below in the path as well. Personalization is actually pretty easy to do. It's dropping the clips in here as well, but you can drop in any field inside the people record with the squiggly brace, the %, and then the name of the field inside below here. And pretty simple process. Just drop it in, and you're good to go. On. Thing we want to talk about are attachments and how to send an attachment in an email. Because these are system emails going through your web server and SES, these don't do attachments in the typical fashion where it actually sends a file with each of the emails. Again, because you're doing large marketing emails, a lot of times with group emails, you don't want to necessarily send 5,000, 500K files along with every email that goes out. So we do things a little bit differently, and I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. But one of the things I want you to be aware of when you're sending attachments or files out as well, you don't want to make things too big, because if it takes a long time to download, that it's a little frustrating for your customers. So try to keep something. Okay. And yeah, you should consider as well when doing attachments or attaching files that are going to be in your emails is to go with a PDF format. PDF's ubiquitous. It doesn't matter what kind of browser you're using or operating system. And for the most part, the PDFs are considered safer by the receiving party. If you send Word docs back in the day used to have issues with viruses in them, and people were very skeptical about opening Word docs. Same with Excel spreadsheets and other types of programs where viruses could get on their computer. So people consider PDFs safe, so there's typically an easier way to go with that. So the best way to send an attachment, we go back to our email, is to start by actually placing the file that you're going to be accessing into the resource library. And the resource library can be found under Managed Content. Resource library, as you can see, this is the resource library that we have here. First thing to do is to upload the file to the resource library, and we'll do that by clicking the Choose File. File that we want to add to it, and we're going to add this PDF right here. It's only 563K. That file up. Now that it's in the resource library, this file is accessible by people on the internet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and copy the link address on that file itself, and that will actually take me directly to that file. Back to my email, and here I'm going to add a line. Please download our white paper on security, and I'm going to link that line, that resource file. And I'm going to paste that URL that I copied right there. And now we've added a link inside our email so that if somebody wants to download that white paper, they can simply click that link, much like they open an attachment in a typical Gmail or Outlook email. And what that'll do is that'll open their browser and download that PDF so that they can use it on their site. So and it's a little bit atypical from how you typically use it, but Still the same process. You just create a link to that file. That file's accessible on the internet by virtue of it being in the resource library, and anybody can see that now. What we're going to talk about is templates. Now, as you saw that email that I put together earlier, it was pretty plain. It was just straight text, had a couple of links, had some personalization inside of it. Templates kind of dress up what it is that you're doing, and it makes it look a little bit nicer. The advantages of templates is it can save you some time because you don't have to worry about trying to design something inside the email. The template itself is the outer shell that's already designed. You can have a header, you can have a footer, you can kind of create the template how you want to incorporate your look and feel. And it kind of reinforces your brand in the mind of your customers. And studies have shown that like 2/3 of the people would rather read something that's beautifully designed than something that's plain. And in fact, 80% will delete an email immediately if it doesn't look good on their mobile device. So one of the things templates do for you as well is they make sure that it will fit inside the viewport of whatever device it is that they're using. So templates kind of help you structure an email in such a way that it'll work on a mobile device, it'll work on an iPad, tablet, it'll work on a desktop as well. So to use templates, go ahead, Heather.
Sorry. I was going to say it's also good because it just reinforces an image in the customer or member's mind. When they see that template, or like if you have a specific color, they'll know automatically, oh, I know it's from this brand, I should pay attention, or they'll just be able to recognize you in general. So matching it to your brand identity is fairly important, and templates can help you with that.
Yeah, definitely. So templates are selected here in the email itself. So we had that original email that we put in here. Like I said, it was just plain before. But if we were to select a template, such as the stationery template, and again, this is a basic template, but it's still a design template so that it kind of formats the email a little bit better and makes it a little bit nicer for you to use. So if we were to select that template and do another send test, and I'm sending that out now. One second here, we'll be patient. We'll see when that email shows up. Process. So when that background process kicks off, which does every minute, your email templates can be found here inside your managed email as well. And these are basically HTML records. You can design by an outside designer, and we can give your designer instructions how to set this up so that the body copy appears inside the template. Actually get templates online free from different templates places that are email ready. Litmus has a really good selection of templates that you can use, but again, you need to swap out. We can show you how to do that. Or you can come to us directly, and we'd be more than happy to set up templates for you as well. I've got my email here. Let me drag it over so you guys can see it. Just simple as adding a header up top and adding a footer at the bottom kind of cleans this template up. As you can see, it structures this template a little bit better too. So instead of just being as wide as the viewer that I'm looking at it in, it kind of settles it in. And this actually makes it work with a mobile device as well. So it's responsive enough so that it'll fit within a mobile device or a tablet device or on a desktop. So something as simple as just adding a header and a footer and adding it makes this template a lot nicer and a little bit easier for. As I was saying, you can find templates online, you can customize them with your information, you can have your designer put together templates and import the HTML into the back end of the site. And ask us, and we'll be happy to help you set up a design set of usable templates that you can use for your website. Thing we want to talk about is reporting. There are two basic reports that you probably need to pay attention to, and that is the email drop report and the email log report. And this is an example of the email drop report. And the email drop report is found in the navigator under reports, under email drop. And this will tell you the date of the drop, the name of the email. Again, that's the name that you, number of emails that were sent, the number of emails that were opened, and the number of emails that were clicked. Each of these numbers to kind of see who that was. So if this COVID email, for example, we had 29 people open the email. We can click on that and we can see who were those people that opened the email. And this is the list of those people that received the email and opened the email. The reason this is important is because it kind of helps you with follow-up. If you've got a specific topic or something that you're marketing, you'll know who to follow up with, because you know these people not only got your email, they opened your email and they read your email. And if they click through the email, that makes them even that much more valuable in that funnel as you're driving down for your marketing. But this information is really important, and this kind of helps you target your follow-up marketing, whether it be a drip campaign or whether it be a phone call or whatnot. Another thing I want to show you in terms of reporting is your email log. Logs everything that takes place with the email. So it tells you the last time an email was sent, and you can filter this off of, for example. Send, who it was sent to, open the email, successfully sent. So if somebody tells you that they didn't get their email, you can actually come back to this log and find out if the email was sent. You can address here and see the list of those and when it was sent and what was sent. So this is kind of a valuable thing to look at if people tell you that they didn't receive something that they were looking for. So email template, or excuse me, the email drop report and email logs, two real important reporting aspects that you want to pay attention to when you're doing email. So summary, email personalization, very simple to do with clips, or you can create your own personalization if there's not a clip that you can use with inside the people record, just following that standard with the curly brace, the % sign, and the quotes. Email attachments, very easy to do. Upload to the resource library, create a link to that attachment, and then it'll blast it out. It won't slow down your email any by sending out a huge file to 5,000 people. Using templates to kind of format it, make sure it fits within whatever viewport that the individual is looking at your email at, and it kind of dresses it up, reinforces your brand. Reporting for follow-up, so you know actually who got your email, who opened your email, and who clicked on any links inside your email to come back to your website. So that's basically the gist of what we wanted to go over today. If anybody has any questions, we'll take some questions now. Just type them into the chat and we'll be happy to answer them. And doesn't look like we actually. You indicated that we would be able to download videos of the webinars. Is that possible? If so, and how to get them? Actually, Heather's working on that, and that should be up today, I believe. Heather, where are they going to find that link?
We're working on uploading the videos to the page right now. As soon as they're up, we're going to send out an email to everyone that came today. And they're going to be able to access all previous webinar videos just by using their login for Contensive on the MemberBoss site.
So by the end of the day today, you should get an email that tells you how to access those files, and you'll be able to look at them there. Mm-hmm. Are there any other questions?
You said that we can design templates for people. Is there a price range or an amount of time that would take for someone to create a design for an email for a customer?
We're actually working on a package price now that is actually very inexpensive. the process of putting a set of email templates together that people can use is not an onerous process. So it's something that we can do fairly quickly based on the look and feel and the UX kit that we have for their site. So if anybody's interested in that, please reach out. And we're working on a packaging price right now, but again, we're flexible with respect to that. So we're trying to find out what's going to be most comfortable for users as well. So if anybody's interested in having us design a set of email templates for them, please reach out, and we'll work with you on the pricing with that. We want to make sure that this is accessible to everybody and everybody has the best possible experience when they're sending their emails out. So that's what our goal is for that.
Jim's wondering if it's straightforward to import templates from someplace like Litmus.
It's somewhat straightforward. What you need to be aware of, and there's instructions in our wiki for this as well, is there are places within some of these templates where they've actually preloaded content. So you'll need to take that content out and replace it with a variable, much like a clip, that represents the body copy that you're going to be dropping inside of the email itself. So if you're familiar with HTML and you're familiar with how it's set up, it shouldn't be a big deal for a designer or anybody else that understands HTML. If you're not familiar with HTML, it might be something you'd be better off having us do, and then we can show you what we did. And the next time out you want to incorporate a template, you could probably do it yourself.
Does that answer your question, Jim? Okay, great.
Well, if there aren't any other questions, thank you for joining us today. And as Heather mentioned earlier, we will be sending out an email where you can access this webinar as well as the others as well online. And again, I want to reiterate, if anybody has any questions or concerns or comments, please reach out to us, and we're here to help as best we can. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.